Let me make sure I'm muted. Hold on. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hi guys, I'm gonna give people maybe like 2-3 minutes to hop on. Very last minute impromptu tutorial. I was talking to my mom today about how I had said that I was gonna do another one this week, and she was like, sure, I'll go up, I'll take the kids. So I was like, great, that would be amazing. You are a godsend. So grateful. So she's upstairs having grandma bonding time with the kids. Hello, hello. Hold on, let me grab I'm trying to clean up my desk while I wait for, while I wait for some people to come on. If anybody's up and willing to do a really last minute tutorial with me. So let me just grab all my brushes and stuff, because you guys know I'm a mess. I have all these brushes just laid down on my desk, and they need to go. Okay, there we go. Get the Luna dust out the way. Okay, got a little bit more room here on my desk. As you guys know, I'm a mess. Uh-oh. There's one tantrum. All right, let's see who's on. Hi, Tony. Hey, Deborah. Hi, Heather. Hey, Susan. Hello, Lisa. We're going to be doing a whale tail. So, like, listen to my vision here, right? So we got, I've done a whale tail before. We're going to just do half with the whale coming out with a really pretty, like, dusky twilight, like ethereal type of sky, rainbow over it, water coming down the whale tail. What do y'all think? Hey, Miss Kathy. Yes, Tony is painting today. Hello, Marcella. Hey, Claudia. Hi, Julie. Hello, Lisa. Hello, hello. All right, guys. So I have my palette already. I have a lot of colors on here that are still pretty good, so I'm not going to redo my paint palette, but I do have, we're going to need lots of blues, so grab your blues, grab some pinks, maybe like some magenta, some fuchsia, some neons, definitely going to need yellow, orange, just grab the whole thing. We won't need green, I don't think, hold on, let me double check. No green, I don't really think any browns either. I would just grab red, like a magenta, white, black, blues, all shades of blues. I'm gonna be using regular blue. Let me grab some of that. Let me put some more on there because it's looking a little dried out. I'm definitely gonna be using some of the aqua baby blue, the regular, what is this called? Cerulean blue. Let me unclog it. This one's getting to the end of the barrel here. Bruno, don't start. We just started the live. Come on, bro. Here comes Bruno, just a huffing and puffing. Some turquoise, some purples. Let's see. Where's my purple? This one's going to be kind of like a faster paced, only because I started so late. I started at, I mean, it's 7:45 already, and you guys know that my tutorials can go on for a little bit. So this is going to be a little bit more high tempo. Don't worry if you're like, oh, this is going too fast, and you start to get flustered. Like, please don't stress yourself out. The replay will be available. I'm going to upload this to my YouTube so that you can watch anytime at your own convenience. Yeah. See? Cries turned into giggles. I'm going to get into it. Let me just take a sip of my coffee. Because your girl needs some extra caffeine tonight. All right, grab your pencils, divide your stuff about halfway, maybe just a little bit below the halfway. So this is about halfway for me. I'm gonna go just a little bit below. Simple, easy sketching. It's not a lot of sketching that I do. It's just mostly to give you a guide, right? This is gonna be the skyline. Even then, it's not very even. Try to align yourself, of course. Like I always say, if you're gonna do a tutorial, don't do it on the smallest possible rock you can find. Give yourself some room. Tutorials are meant to teach you, to help you grow. I'm not a professional. I'm just a mom who does this as a hobby. Like I definitely not a professional artist. I don't know a person who is. So take my advice with a grain of salt because I am just little old me. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna kind of determine where I want my whale tail to go, right? So this is, I'm just kind of giving myself a little guide so I know where my center is. I'm gonna draw a line, come in, like try to give yourself some space, right? So we know that the whale tail, I might actually end up moving my line down just a little bit because I want to give myself enough space, right, to paint like a beautiful big tail. And you got to think that tail got some flippers on it. So maybe just to, oh my God, the giggles. All right, so maybe a third of the way, right? A little bit more than a third. All right, so let's go ahead and go down the middle of what you think your middle will be. This is gonna be my top point, like that ridge where the whale tail comes out. So here's my, maybe a little bit lower, about here, maybe like an inch. And I'm working on Santorini stone. It's oddly shaped. I was like, let me try to do something that's not perfect square or circle, right? I tried to get as close as possible, but just, you know, rotate your rock. I wouldn't do it this way because it's not going to leave me much room up here and it's going to just be too expanded. You want something that's going to look good like landscape. So try to get like a, not a thin slice, but something that looks good standing up this way, not this way. Because then you're going to have all this room and then you tend to proportionate, is that even a word? You tend to proportionate out, I don't know, I just made up a word. All right, so from here, I'm not going to go straight down. I don't want that. I want just a slight curve, slight, okay? So if it helps, pick your end point. You want it just a little bit off from the center because it's a whale tail of a time. There's my line going down the center. And then we're gonna obviously expand that out. I'm gonna curve it just a little bit because the top of this is gonna be a little bit curved. So start fanning yourself out. I'm gonna bring it down. I'm very heavy-handed on the sketch. And bring it down. And done. From here, I'm gonna give myself a point. So I'm gonna say, okay, I want my flippers to be maybe ending about here and about here. You don't want it to be like this. You don't want to have to, it's not just a straight standing out. It's like a curve, just a slight curve to it so that it looks a little bit more realistic and less cartoony. So from here, and the way I determined the points was honestly just the length that I wanted from the top. I don't want the tail too long. It's not a mermaid. You got to make sure that you're meeting back down here in the middle. So let's put our little point up here so that you have a space to come back to. We're gonna bring this down and slightly curve in a little bit. You guys know what a whale tail looks like. I mean, the sketch is pretty basic. It's mostly just the layering of the colors. And then I'm gonna start from the top and go down a little bit. And maybe I wanna extend this down into the actual tail. So from here, I'm gonna, I don't want it super sharp. He's not a shark, he's a whale. So let's come back down and maybe about here, bring it in. I overshot my little point, but that's fine. Remember, you're not married to the sketch. Make sure my flippers are about the same size. If they're not, go ahead and adjust yourself. Make any adjustments. If your whale tail is looking a little too much on one side, fix it. You're not doing this in Sharpie, I hope. You have an eraser, let's use it. Let's get those lines finished as good as we can. All right. think I'm gonna kind of point mine out just a little bit this way to give it a little bit more curve. So that way you kind of tilt a little bit more that way. And maybe just thin this out a little bit. I'm not gonna body shame his tail. Okay. There we go. And that's it for sketching. The rest is just paint. See, easy peasy. Let me take a little sip of my coffee. Okay, let me check on comments real quick, because I kind of just went balls to the wall over here and going fast. Hey, Yvonne. Paint pouring mess out currently. Hey, Miss Jax. For the wet palette, I use the wax paper. Wax paper, because it has like a glossy like film to it. I don't think I've ever even bought parchment paper, so I couldn't tell you what works better because I've never tried it. But I do use wax paper. I feel like it absorbs the water a little bit better. Which I can't really say because, again, I've never used parchment paper. Totally get it, Julie. Oh my goodness, Lisa. That was a good one. That was a really long one, though. That was one that, like, you had to stick. The Alice in Wonderland tutorial was one that you kind of had to stick it through, man, because that one was long. Even for me, I was like, oh my God, this is like 6 hours of live time. All right. Hello, Aqua. And you quit. What do you mean you quit? You can't quit. Okay, guys. So, I lied to you guys. I'm going to extend this down just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. I know. You're like, Diana, why? I want to give it some space. And maybe I want to move my line up just a tad. Maybe I do want it up here after all. See, I was kind of right. I know, bear with me. I'm learning as I go. I've never done, like I said, I'm not a teacher. I don't do this for a living. So I'm just coming on here to share. All right. I'm good, because you still got the water splashes, and if you want to kind of give yourself like a roundabout idea of where your splashes are, you can do that so that you pace yourself. And maybe there's more splashes over here. Yada yada, ta-da, all done. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my fluffy Fred brush. These can be found on Wanda's shop. They are my absolute favorite. This was one of the longer ones. I couldn't tell you exactly which size or shape it is, but it is here. So I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow and a little bit of white and just mix it together, right? To create kind of like a very pasty yellow. And I'm going to start layering my color down. There are going to be a couple of layers of color on this. I did talk about it a little bit in my last tutorial this past week. About just the difference that I have found that it makes on my painting to just layer. I know it's a Santorini stone. They soak in the color beautifully, but you still gotta blend. You gotta be able to blend it, right? So I'm just layering down the colors. This one's gonna be orange. It's gonna fade up here into orange. We're gonna have a little dusty glow. And I'm gonna show you right now just how easy it is, like just a simple little pat. Just keep patting up and down to kind of create that nice little ombre. And that's just so that you don't get harsh lines for when you go back into blend. There's my first little layer going in. Now I am going to transition. So half of this sky is going to be a little bit like magenta maroon, and the rest of this is going to be just blue. So the sun is shining up here and it's going to be a little bit darker over here. So I'm going to wait for this orange to dry because I don't want to muddy up my orange and my blue. And then over here, I'm going to start to fade into my, magenta color, which I'm going to use a little bit of magenta and just a little bit of the neon red. I know I'm going to be going super fast for this one, but again, I started really late. It's almost 8 o'clock here, and you know that I get cranky after 9 p.m. So let's crank it out. Let's try to see how fast I can go at just a regular pace. that I usually paint at. So here we go. We're right about here. I'm gonna stop with the pink, and this is just my first layer, so I know it looks a little cray-cray. And then let's start moving into a dark blue, like indigo, like a purple blue. So this is the dark blue, purple that I have, and this is the primary blue. I'm just gonna mix the two together. I love the way that this color looks because the final result, because it's not like blue, and it's not like deep purple either. You're just kind of creating the color that you want. So I'm gonna bring this out here. I rinsed my brush off. I'm taking off the excess paint because remember I got pink down here and I don't want to completely overshadow the pink with the purple. So we're just gonna kind of slightly blend it in. There's a little bit more purple than blue, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna just go in with straight blue while this purple is wet. Start blending in those colors, bringing it all together. It's gonna be beautiful, vibrant, just color. Again, this is just the beginning layer. I know I've said that like 100 times, but just in case anybody's like muting me and coming in and it's like, that looks like crap. This is it. Here is some of the turquoise blue, or aqua teal, I think it's called. And then rinsing my brush off completely, I'm going in with some baby blue down here at the bottom. Just gonna layer it, layer it, layer it. Coming back down here, I know that this is where my waves are gonna break, so I'm just gonna go in straight with some blue. Actually, you can use like a navy blue if you have it. However, I do make my own colors most of the time because I don't like, I don't know, sometimes the shades are just off, so I just go with whatever feels right in my gut. So I'm just gonna mix up some blue with some black to give like a really dark, deep blue, almost like a navy blue. And let's go in here. Now, I think sometimes people go on my YouTube and they look at my tutorials and they're like, 2.5 hours. I don't want to sit through that. I get it. I don't want to sit through that either. But sometimes, you know, you just want to come on here and teach and not pause and wait and all that other good stuff. Not that I don't love that. I love doing that, but it's the bedtime. All right, I'm gonna grab some aqua just to kind of give myself a little barrier to break here. I'm gonna tap it in gently. This is not my final wave. We're just laying the color down. Giving yourself a barrier, a visual guide of where your dark blue is gonna end. And then from here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that blue once again. I'm just gonna come up here into my line. Let's go down here. And another one. A little break in the waves here. Another little break in the waves here, but my color, Bruno, I swear, Bruno, I swear. Jesus. I'm gonna go in with purple up here. Just straight purple, no mixing in some blue, okay? And you will see why. It'll all come together in the end. I know it looks like a hot mess right now, but you know what? We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. All right, from here, I'm gonna start layering my colors in here. We're definitely gonna go in with the blue-black mix again, but a little bit more black than blue this time. Too much black in there. A little bit more blue just for this one side. I apologize, my dog is a dog. He does bark a lot. And then on this side, I'm gonna grab just some regular blue and just a smidge of turquoise. So I got my brush, I dipped it into the blue, I dipped it into turquoise. Not really gonna mix it together. Just gonna kind of lay the color down and let it do its work on the rock. Here we go. And if you start to think, okay, I'm losing my lines, I'm losing like where the ocean begins and this and that, don't be afraid to go back in with like a neutral color, like a baby blue, and kind of just like give yourself a guide, give yourself a little line. Okay, like that's where it's gonna end. So from here, I'm going to grab my aqua and my turquoise or teal. I put them both on the brush. I'm not even bothering to mix. And I'm just gonna do this fin over here. Just fill it in. It does not have to be perfect. You don't have to stay inside. Make it bigger, make it thinner. Don't get too crazy with it, but you know, like you're not married to the sketch. It's okay to go over your own lines. It's your painting. I promise you that nobody's gonna know that you messed up except you. So there we got our base color. Our base color for this whole thing. I'm gonna start to build on this, refine it, get the colors blended nice and neat, get it stacked, get it layered, and then go for it. Is anybody else painting tonight? Leave me a comment. Talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Hello. Kathy says she's gonna paint later. Yeah, I know that there's some people who it took like 1 to 2 weeks to get through the Alice, and it's because they had to stop and be going back and rewinding and stuff. I got to go on a date night last night. It was very well, it wasn't just a date night. Like, I've been on date nights while my mom's been here, but like we went on a double date. And that was fun because I had not been on a double date with somebody in years. It had been years, like with friends and stuff. Like I've been on a double date with my mom and dad, and like I love them to death. But you know, like with the people that you hang out with, that you build your little community over here. We went on a double date with our friends from here, and it was just so much fun. Like, we went to an escape room, and then we went to dinner. We went out to the lake. Like, it was just really fun. So anyway, I feel refreshed. I feel relieved. I'm gonna try to find a cleaner side to my rack because it's really bothering me. Here we go. Just fold it the other way. But there's all this like grime on it. See, nice and neat, nice and coordinated here. Okay, so I'm gonna start building on those colors again. Let's grab some yellow over here. Grab a lot of white, a lot more white than yellow. And remember that if you have the colors that you see and you're like, I have that color already, like in Apple Barrel, Deco Art, like don't be afraid. I know I sound like a broken record to those of you that watch me all the time, but don't be afraid to just use what you got. I mix colors because I buy a certain brand of paint and they don't have all of the beautiful, I've just gotten used to color mixing. That's just how I do it. It doesn't mean you have to do it. I will say it does come in handy when you can't find a specific color. See, I have purple way too far up here. When you don't have like a specific color in hand and you're like, how do I make that color? Then that's when stuff like that really does come in handy, because I have had a few people message me and be like, how do you think we make this color? And I'm like, okay, try a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and bam. It's like, you know, sometimes painting can be like cooking, like a recipe. Sometimes you just don't have the correct ingredients, so just substitute. So this, I'm gonna just pat it down real quick. And yes, I'm still using the same fluffy brush. I really love this brush. I should say these brushes, because look, right here on my immediate disposal is already 3 more. They are fantastic. They're my favorite brushes to blend with. Just amazing. And Wanda Shop, the Foiling Rock Lady on Etsy. I'm sure most of you guys already know her, because how can you not with all the beautiful art that I see? But if you are new here or you haven't heard of her, check out her products, please. This is not a sales post. This is just I genuinely use everything that she puts out. everything. She's got a whole bunch of cool tools in there too, like little like scrapers. I think it was Nancy's post. I'm sorry, I have been kind of like absent from social media, but I saw Nancy's post about scraping the face, and then I meant to comment you, like, you should use a little scraper like this just to, you know, scrape the paint off, because you can do it on a Santorini like this. Scrape the paint off and start over so that it doesn't build up so heavy. So those have been absolutely fantastic for me, as far as like messing up and stuff like that, because there's been plenty of times where I have tried to do a face, and faces are hard. Faces are really hard, and I'll just redo the entire thing. So don't stress it. It came out absolutely beautiful. Nancy, if you're still watching this, sorry I didn't message you personally, but I did see your after result, and it was amazing. It was amazing that you were able to like know how to fix it. So Very proud of you. You should be proud of you too, Nancy. So here I'm going to be adding in some orange, and of course I'm trying to get as much water as I can off the brush. That's why my towels always look like this, because you gotta know when to go back and clean the brush out. Don't mix your colors up too much, but know when it's just enough to blend out. So I'm gonna start to tap in from above again, because this is a very, very fluffy, blendable brush. It just really makes blending a breeze. I just tap in from the top and it kind of takes away those harsh lines. It gives you a nice, smooth, colorful blend. And of course, because I'm blending wet on wet paint, which means that this part is wet and this part is wet, and to create a nice medium in between, we want to go ahead and just make sure that the paints are nice and wet, because it's kind of hard to get rid of harsh lines if you're going in after it's already been dry. So from here, I'm going to continue to build up. Again, mixing that magenta with the neon red just to give it a little bit of a pop. If you have neon pink too and you want to mix that in, go for it. It's going to give you a big, bright, beautiful color. Your colors do not have to match mine exactly. It's your painting. You do what you want. I'm just kind of giving you like the basic step by step so that you can, you know, have an idea of, sometimes we look at paintings and we don't really know. Heck, I don't even know sometimes where I'm going with it. And then, you know, you kind of just need a little direction, like start here, start there, yada yada. So many different wonderful artists out there who provide their techniques for free. So take advantage of it and learn from them, and follow along. There are a lot of other ones also that do have like paid subscriptions that are fantastic, beautiful artists. Like Joni Young is one of them. I have seen her works being, like, I think that the true testament to a person, like an artist, is not whether they can create art, it's whether they can help others create their art. But that's just my own opinion, of course. And Joni is through and through an artist, man. That lady can paint. And the best part about it is seeing the results afterwards, because the results are what, like, yeah, you can be a good teacher, but are they actually learning? And people paint her stuff, man. She does a really great job. I've never actually watched one of her tutorials, but I'm guessing that they're fantastic. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of that neon purple that I had up here. It's a little bit dry now, but because Wanda does have such fantastic products, it's easily reactivated with a little bit of water, this little bit of purple, the dark purple, acrylic purple, and I'm gonna start to blend up here. Oh, I had blue up here too, huh? Just a smidge of blue. Mix it all in together. I mean, like, look at Bob Ross. Bob Ross was, you know, like the tutorial man. Like, that man was, he had the gift of teaching, you know? I'm gonna wipe it all off, and we're gonna just kind of blend in this. And sometimes I just kind of do like a little zigzag up and down, get all the harsh lines out, all the harsh coloring. Nice, smooth blend. And if your brush is too scruffy, right? Because there are some brushes that are a little bit rougher, like this one. Oh, this had glitter all over it. Shake that out a little bit. This one's a little bit scruffier, and it will leave. Well, I just glitterified my painting, but it will leave like little lines, like texture. So that is why I use these brushes, because they don't really leave too much of a texture. And I'm going in pretty hard with the pounding it in over here, you know, trying to get it nice and blended. This is definitely a brush that you can use if you're heavy-handed, which I know a lot of you guys are, because you've told me it allows you to be heavy-handed, but does not leave marks out for you. So now I'm gonna get rid of all this glitter that other dirty brush had. I know, Heather, if you're still watching this, you're cringing internally because you know that brush has not been washed in at least, like, ever. Get some coffee. And there's a little piece of glitter. Hold on, I can't see over my phone. Let me try to shake these glitters out. This one's a diamond shape. What did I use? I think I used a Jester. Okay, I got most of it out. Very, very much enjoying the blending. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and scoot on over. So I'm just gonna pack my brush with a little bit more blue and purple. And again, I'm not really doing any mixing on the side over here. I'm kind of just doing it on the rock. Let it talk to you, let it soothe you. All right, going in with just blue. Have not rinsed my brush off, haven't tapped it off. It's all still the same leftover paints over here. I'm gonna come back and fix this up because I messed it up when I went in with that glitter brush to do a demo and it just messed up my vibe. And then I'm gonna grab some of the teal, this pretty blue teal. Aqua turquoise, I don't know what they call it. And I'm gonna kind of fan this out a little bit just so that it has some color over here. You start to see a nice gradient coming through. Tap it out. Nice little blend. And bring it around town. And then over here, start going. I haven't rinsed my brush, still have some of the old color. You can tap in from the side. I personally, I'm just doing it from the top because the side just seems to take longer and it does leave little striations. Can you see that? So top, this one is perfect for a top blend. And I mean, she's got like all different kinds of shapes and sizes on these brushes. I love them. This is a little bit fluffier if you have tinier areas that you need to get into. She does have tiny ones like this that are, I mean, just little. This one's a little bit hard because I did leave a little bit of paint in it, sorry. She's got like the big, like the burnishing ones, which are also really great. Another one I really need to wash because look, it's super stiff. It's not like this, guys. This is a Diana issue because Diana never washes her brushes properly. And then here I am struggling, but it's pretty easy. Just like swirl it around in some water, kind of like rub it down a little bit. Like, look, I left this one in water too. My poor brushes have been used and abused. It is what it is. So I'll start to soften the bristles up. A little acetone soak would do that one wonders, honestly. But you can use these to kind of blend it down a little bit like that too. These are also great for blending. All of them are. They're just different shapes and sizes. It just depends on what you're actually using it for. So where's my other one I was just using? Man, this just happened to be the one that I found because it wasn't crusted up from me leaving paint in it. All right, so I'm gonna try to match my orange over here. It's not fully dry though, so let me come back, fix this purple. The way I'm gonna fix it is I'm just gonna keep adding a little bit more white on it, and maybe I want to add a little bit more white down here in the horizon too, and just blend it up. A little bit of blue on that. Scratch that out. Just a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a messy painter. I know it drives a lot of people nuts. It drives me nuts, but I don't know how not to be messy when it comes to art. It's just not a learned trait I picked up. It gives it a little bit more of a glow. All right, so I'm gonna fix this while this area dries, okay? Because we gotta go back and forth. You can't just, it's not just one and done, you know? Work on it, build on it. These paintings, they take a lot of time. It's not a snap of a finger. They do take some time. Mess, man. I keep picking up my old colors. I feel like I want to extend that pink out a little bit more. You're not gonna just snap your fingers and have it magically do itself, you know? Gotta work on it, practice it. If you're just starting out with your painting journey, don't compare yourself to other people. It's something that I struggle with, but We can't do it. We can't do it. Because if we do it, then we will never grow. If we keep comparing ourselves to other people, we will never grow. I'm at a different level than other people. Other people are at different levels than me. There's some artists that I'm like, man, I wish I could paint like that. And then I just have to realize, like, I will get there. I just have to practice, practice, practice. All right, whatever. It's not coming out the way I wanted to, but that's okay. Keep adding. If you feel like maybe this would have looked better with a little bit more orange, do that. Like, do whatever makes you happy with your painting, because at the end of the day, it's your time and your supplies that are being used. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it no more on that side. It is what it is. I'll cover it up with some clouds. Remember, if you get frustrated and you're like, I just want to move on, cover it up with something. Put a little pretty flower in the place where you're struggling. Put a cloud. Put something. Put something. If it's like upsetting you, nobody's going to know that you edited that photo to, or that, not the photo, that you edited your work to be something that it wasn't originally on your original inspiration photo. That is a big reason also why I do not share my inspiration photos. Because then people will compare, like, she didn't do this right, she didn't do that. Like, no, I didn't, because I'm not a computer. And neither are you. It's okay to be imperfect. I say that as I'm like sweating at this tutorial. Okay. I'm like this little edge off here. It's fine. All right, so this part is pretty much dry, so I'm gonna go in with some orange. It's very bright orange. This is that Pro Acrylic orange. And it does look a little green over here, but that's okay. I might cover this area up with a cloud. And then go in with your little white mixture. Mix up a little bit more because I used up all of mine. And make sure that you're matching. Always make sure that you're trying to match. So since I have a little bit of pink over here, I might just carry it on over here so that it kind of glows down, because see, this looks odd. This little section looks odd to me. Yes, I am going into my whale tail. That's okay, because we still got to work on that one too. Dragging a little bit of color through. It's a sky. The sky is going to be colorful in a whole bunch of different areas. And remember, we're also going to have a rainbow up here. So don't stress yourself out too much on this part. We're still going to cover this area up. There's going to be water dripping down from it. Like, don't stress yourself, okay? Don't spend like 5 hours on this sky, because then it's going to be covered anyway. All right. So let's start working on our down here, this little ocean part. I'm gonna grab some of the blue-black mix and come back in. Still using the same brush. You can use a flathead brush if it's easier and faster for you to apply the paint. Use a blending brush. It's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Only you know what brushes you have at home. If you do not have a fluffy brush, I would definitely recommend you can make your own, or you can just buy them. They're pretty cheap, and she sells them pretty affordable. I have done tutorials on how to make your own fluffy brush. I wish that I could tell you where. I have done tutorials in all sorts of groups, and I have left a little piece of me here or there, so I don't know exactly where I have them, but they're somewhere out there. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna keep building on that white. It's because I don't know why I am this way. I should have just used the Pro Acrylic one to begin with, because that one has full coverage. See, look at that. I did 3 coats with the Liquitex white, and then the Pro Acrylic just covers it on the one go. It's insane. See that? The difference in white. Okay, let me grab a sip and look at the comments, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Jackie, the brushes are from Wanda, the foiling rock lady. Did you make it home, Heather? Because you didn't text me. You haven't texted me all day. I'm upset. You texted me earlier, but that was it. Pets for Lola. Yeah, Tony, don't stress about it. It's gonna be good, girl. Your art has grown so much. Like, I don't even think that you understand. You don't even understand how much I love you and admire your work and just your growth, like your determination to keep growing, man. I know I tell you all the time, like, Tony, girl, you don't get it. I've seen you from the beginning. I mean, practically the beginning. I've seen the work that, not that it was ever bad, but like, you have grown, girl. Your faces, I'm like, who is this? Who is this diva? She is new, she is here. Yeah, your art has grown a lot, friend. So I got a little bit of the turquoise blue, this one. The same one that we used up here with a little bit of the dark blue and black mix, just to give it a little bit of a different color. Ta-da! Building those layers. Going in for it. Who is that? Hello, Ashley. Did I say hi to you, Katie, already? Hello, if I did not. I was just talking to you, so I was like, hello, other Katie, Bakuber. Jane. You know, it's also the different brands of paint, because like some brands of paint just don't have as much pigment as the next, right? So like, let's say, like, let me show you. Hold on, let me dry this real quick so I can show you. Because I'm an impatient one. So this is Liquitex white, right? So let's say I wanted to paint over it. You can still, maybe I'm like the worst at this. You can still see the dark color underneath, and then this is this brand, right? Which is really, really good coverage. It's got great opacity. I mean, the difference is just on 2 strokes, you know? I don't know if you can see it as well on the, let me see over here. So the brand of paint definitely matters. It has made a difference for me. I cannot afford every color of this one, but I do have the basics. These are the basics I have. These are the only colors I have, because these are the colors that have the worst problem with needing several layers, right? The reds, the yellows, the oranges, the whites. So anyway, just a reminder that yes, it may be different for you, because I don't know what kind of brand of paint you use. They have different like thickness levels, different, oh, I messed that up, different opacities. So it just really depends. That's why I always say, like, if you don't have my brand of paint, that's okay. Like, just use whatever you got. Use as many layers as you need. It does not need to be exact to mine, okay? All right, so yeah, it's called I love you too, Tony. Hold on, did I miss it? Hello, Jed. We've got Jed and Jane. It's called Pro Acrylic. I know it's like cut off here. I don't know why, but like if you look up Pro Acrylic on Amazon, it's a small shop, so it's not like a big corporation. You're not gonna find it on the stores in like Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's or any other place like that, because it is a smaller company. It's you know, like they hand make their own paint and everything. Like Wanda, it's like Wanda's acrylics are also just as good, and they only, like they don't have free shipping even with Amazon Prime type of thing. Like they're a very, very small business. So they are a little bit on the pricier side, which I understand why, you know, like they need to do that because they're competing with, you know, Apple Barrel, Deco Art. They're competing with other big brands that, you know, obviously mass produce and the quality isn't as great. So yes, those brands are cheaper, but I have completely ditched all of them. Like I even, you know, I always used to say on every tutorial that I did, like, oh, I only kept the skin tone from Apple Barrel, and that's the only one that I use. Like, I don't even use that anymore. I use Wanda's, the light mocha that Wanda has, because she went out and did her own, where is it? She did her own skin tone, so now that's all I use because it's, the opacity on it is a lot better. I don't know where it is right now. It's right here. It's still open. So, yeah. Yes, Nancy, it's model paint. So they use it for like the you know, the people who do their, like they build the little ship models or the little airplane models or train models or whatever. So it's an acrylic paint, but it's just very pigmented. It has truly, like, that's my goal, is to one day own all of the colors, and like slowly but surely, you know, here and there when I have like extra funds, I will buy another color. Like I just recently got the orange because I had been wanting it for so long, so I'll get there. Let's see, I'm just tapping this out so I can kind of get a better blend because I just was not too happy with it, but then I keep messing with it. I'm just gonna take my own advice and I'm not gonna fuss with it no more. No more going back to the sky. We're done with it. We broke up with it. It's over. So I'm going to grab not a fine liner. Well, this is not the brush I really want to use either. Maybe I am going to use a fine liner, only because I can't find a fluffy brush. I have it messed up, like a liner brush. Like, look at this. This used to be a liner brush and it's all messed up. Why am I this way? Why am I this way? I'm a messy artist, but that's okay. This one's kind of nice. This one was given to me by Vanessa. I still have it all these years later. This is a size 0, I think. It's a Princeton brush. But even then, it's got like little frayed ends. I've had this one since 2020. I'm surprised it's not wrecked. Okay. So I'm gonna start with some blue and black mix. Again, like down here, right? Because it's reflecting up into the whale. And we're gonna just create that line again down here. Bring it down. And I'm gonna try to work a little bit fast because I want my paints to remain wet. Again, we're gonna do some wet on wet blending. I'm gonna bring it up right here and stop. And then I'm gonna rinse off my brush and I'm going to grab some of that bright green aqua and kind of create a highlight up here. Like, oh, that was terrible. Hold on, I lost my shape. It's okay, so this needs to be a little bit bigger than this. All right, whatever. We lost the whale shape. The whale shape is not in the room with us at this moment. It's fine. It's fine. You're not married to the sketch. All right, and then in between all of this, excuse me, we're gonna put a layer, just a simple line of the teal, and then just blue right in between. So it's 4 little colors, right? Then we're gonna grab our blending brush. It doesn't have no color on it, and I'm gonna blend from top to bottom just by tapping it down, top to bottom, in between the colors. You don't want to mix it all. I'm going top to bottom because then if I go bottom to top, it's gonna create a darker ombre color. I'm gonna do this part very gently because it's very minimal space, okay? Very minimal space to do that blending. And if you wanna do it one at a time, like if you wanna just do the dark and then do blue, do that. Add some more blue, add some of the teal, and then do that. I'm just doing it this way for time's sake, to spare me some time. doing it all at once. Okay, so make sure that you do what's comfortable for you and what you feel works best. I'm gonna add a little bit more blue, add color, take away color. Like if you start to see, ooh, it was too wet. If your paint comes back too wet, remember, don't be impatient like me. Wait for it to dry. It's worth it in the end. I'll probably come back and work on this blend a little bit more, but I do want to start layering my colors over here to give you an idea of the shape that we're creating, right? So going back in with the black and blue mixture all the way to the top. And then I did, dip my brush in the water. I'm gonna take off all the excess paint. And I'm gonna kind of just drag this up a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit of an easier way too. Just to blend it into the color that's already there. And then maybe I wanna just do aqua up here. Experiment with it. Maybe you don't need all 4 of those colors. If you don't feel comfortable and you wanna just do a 2-color blend, go for it. This is what it's gonna look like in the end. It's not too bad, not too shabby, because the blue undertone that we have from this bottom black and blue mixture will still create a nice teal color, and you still have that teal color that we put underneath it too, so don't forget that will also shine through. So did 2 different blends 2 different ways. You pick whichever one you want to do. If you want just 1 color, if you want multicolor. I think I actually like the only 2-color one. That one is it kind of came out a little bit better than the other one that had all the elaborate colors. So just whatever you want to challenge yourself with. At the end of the day, I hope that this is a challenge for you guys, or maybe just a fun little paint along if you guys are a little bit more experienced and you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna paint along because I need the company. That's okay too. You are more than welcome to do that. I love the company. Okay, see, I'm over blending now. My paint is too wet. I'm just gonna sit back and do this. Let's see. Hey, Amy. Oh, Vanessa, did you hear about my brush? The one that you got me? Back in our Hawaii days, girl. Take me back, please. Okay, so from here, I'm just gonna fill this in with 1 more layer of the black and blue. I do wanna keep that side pretty dark, and I will show you guys why in just a minute. We are gonna reflect the sky back on it. Like, this is not all that we're doing, okay? Like, we still got a whole bunch of like light to add in. You guys know I love painting with light, showing you where the light goes. And then this side, we're gonna go in with some, I don't remember what color we initially put down here, but I'm gonna go in with some turquoise and regular blue. Let's do that over here. Like this. Jesus, my kids are like WWEing up there. See, slowly but surely it'll come together. All right. What time is it? 8:33? Oh my God, see? I just jabber on, and here I am a whole hour later. Okay, so I'm gonna come back, fix this up, clean it up, blend, talk to you guys about it while I'm doing it, what I'm doing. I'm going in with some of the same aqua teal. I'm gonna define this a little bit more because I lost my shape. I forgot what a whale tail looks like apparently. And just kind of start to rub off the paint. I'm gonna use the side of the brush to drag it down a little bit. You can use that technique as well. See, I'm trying to give options here for those that don't feel comfortable with the blending brush. You can do this also with just your regular fine liners if you want. Just use the side of the brush. Don't use it like straight down because you will get pointy lines. You want the brush to be flat when you're blending down, right? So just use the water that's on the brush and the wet paint to create a blend. Go on with some blue if it makes you feel comfortable. Tap off the extra. If you don't want to go in with a heavy hand, you can do that. You can layer it in with watered down paint. Don't ever be afraid to just not go in heavy-handed either. Some of you guys are heavy-handed, and if you don't want to do that, just water your paint down and just let it do its own work. It'll start to blend up. Just go smooth over that line until it blends out. This top portion should still be a little bit wet. Make sure that you're rinsing your brush off continuously so you don't muddy the colors up and you don't take away the work that you put in up there. And then this is starting to pick up my paint from the bottom, so I am gonna go in with just a little bit more black and blue. Oh, there's a little lint on this. Hold on. Trying to get rid of this harsh line. Okay. And the same goes for over here. Go in with your third, fourth, I don't know how many layers we're at now. Go in with your layers. Here I go, working back on the same fin. You see what I mean? I am just like you guys. I have to work at it. Okay. That part doesn't stop just because I'm doing a tutorial. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back in. Blend, water it down, rinse your brush off. If you're watching the replay or you're waiting to paint the next day, just remember you can fix it. It is fixable. Don't give up on it. Don't trash your paintings. Don't get all frustrated. Katie, I'm forever gonna use her as an example because you know that mouse. Everybody knows what mouse painting I'm talking about. She done messaged me one day and she was like, I'm about to throw this away. And I said, you better not. You better not, because right now you don't see the final product, but this is the best piece you've ever done. And look at that. She continued on. Don't give up on yourself. All the paintings have to go through their little ugly stages. All of them. Nobody just spits on the canvas and it's like amazing. And using the side, just blend it down. My kids are running back and forth from each other's rooms. They're like, my daughter's room is down the hall and the boys have bunk beds and they share a room and they're running, scaring each other. I just hear the bah. That's okay. That's why I had so many of them, so that they could play with each other and you know, entertain each other and have somebody to have fun with. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Miss Susan. Ooh, Jan was the winner of that mouse. You see? See, I convinced her to keep going because she was ready to call it quits. And I said, not today. All right, so from here, let me see, how am I gonna do this? We're gonna do a little bit of purple. I'm gonna grab some neon purple. You can grab whatever light purple you have, but you want it a little bit more on the pink side than the blue side, if that makes sense. So if you have like one that's like this, we don't want this. Add a little bit more purple and magenta to it because we want like this pretty color, this pretty shade of purple. This is one of Wanda's neons. I might mix it up with just a little bit of purple to match the sky up here. Look, I made like a little glowing ring by itself. You see? Sometimes our mistakes are just a calling. So I'm just gonna kind of brush over it lightly. Just add a little bit of separation from the dark color up here. And then I'm going to go in with some of the sky color. We're gonna bring the piece together a little bit. And I'm not packing my brush with paint, okay? We're not doing that. We're just lightly going in. Water it down if you are heavy. I'm very, very lightly brushing it in because I don't want it to look like a streak, right? We don't want to go in and just be like, oh, here's my color. No, we want it light, airy. This is just a glow off of his tail. Oh my goodness, the screaming. a little bit of orange, and I barely have like anything. My brush is moist, it's a little bit wet, but we are gonna create a reflection on his little tail, okay? And then we're gonna top it off with, you guessed it, the yellow mix. See how it all kind of comes full circle? And why it's amazing to have a wet palette if you don't have one. I will never stop preaching about them. Please invest in one. They are amazing. Very, very lightly. I'm not going in with a heavy hand. I don't want it to overpower the tail. You don't want it to look like you went in straight with yellow. Very light, very watered down. I mean, barely using the bare minimum on the brush, right? So we're gonna bring it up here. And then we're going to create some red down here as well. I'm gonna use some of the neon red, like it's very fluorescent, and maybe just some plain red. If you don't have any of the neons, you can use a little bit of orange with red and make it really pop. So for those of you that don't got the neons, remember, we don't want this. So yes, you could tap it on your palette if you want to save the paint, but I want bare minimum on the brush, okay? I'm gonna start here and bring it up. And it is looking a little bit more orange than the reddish hue that I would like. So I will be adding some more of that, but just in case you don't have the neon reds, like I want to give people options. And if you start to pick up the paint like I just did right now, just be very careful when you're tapping into it. I'm kind of like digging it in so that it creates, like it gets rid of the shallow space in between. Get rid of any lines, yada yada, etc, etc. I'm gonna take off all the paint. I'm just gonna use the water that's on the brush to kind of try to get this little line out. I don't want a sharp line. You want it to look a little bit more realistic. And yes, I went over my line, I know. Try to get rid of it. It's the beauty about Wanda's products is that they can be removed with water if you mess up like that. All right. I'm just gonna tap out. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna have some patience and listen to myself. So I keep telling myself I'm gonna wait and then I don't. See, here I go again. Okay, whatever. Somebody stop me. Okay. So from here, I'm gonna grab a little bit of the aqua, right? And then I'm gonna just come in here right about the center, take off the excess and use the brush to drag it out. Let's drag it out. Let's create a little shading over here, give it a little bit of color. If you want to tap it in, go ahead, just don't go in too heavy with the color. You can tap it in and blend it out so that it's like a nice little, you know, you want it to match the other side. And I'm picking my paint up because I'm an impatient person, okay? I'm not gonna wait for it to dry. Hey, Miss Miriam. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, Miriam. Hi, but it's because I haven't been able to catch Wanda's lives in forever. Hopefully that'll change soon. Hopefully that'll change soon. So I'm gonna use some of this regular blue. I'm not sure what this, it's like a cornflower blue. And then I'm gonna give myself a little space up here. See how it was very, very minimal paint. Like I don't want a lot of paint color. You just wanna give it the illusion that there's some definition there. Can you see that? I feel like you can't, my mom said that too. When I got off the tutorial the other day, she was like, man, what you see like in person is not what you see on camera. And I was like, yeah, I know. I've been trying to say that. Yes, I'm going back in with the red. I know, I'm terrible. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna leave it alone. So from here, I'm gonna grab some baby blue, get your fine liner, and we're gonna create a line. Let's go from here, the top where you just did that, bring it down. You don't want a big old thick line either, okay? So the more you get over here, the more you want to start angling your brush so that you're not just creating a blob line. I just went over how to create fine lines in my last tutorial. Check it out if you have not, or if you have questions on it. My last tutorial on my YouTube was the, what did I do? What did I just paint? What did I just paint? Somebody tell me. Oh my God, I can't for the life of me remember what I just did. Anyway, go look it up. It's the most recent upload. So I'm gonna grab some yellow. I grabbed a little bit of the neon yellow because I want it to be bright, and some white, and I'm just mixing those two together. And I'm gonna come over here and highlight this. A lighthouse, yes, thank you. It was a lighthouse painting. If anybody has any questions on how to create fine lines. Or the best, not the best, but you know what I mean, like what I do recommend the most is the rollout method. And we're gonna line this out. Oh, I went over my thing, that's okay. Just up to there. And then the rest of it is gonna be in white. This has the sun shining on it. This is gonna have the splash from the waves shining on it, okay? So let's come up over here. Oh, it's too much water. And let's go for it. And then let's come down here like that. We are gonna line the tops of this, and you will see why, because this is where our water is going to be splashing. It kind of gives it a little bit of a definition from the sky, right? So you see how I said everything's gonna come back together, it's gonna come into place, I hope. All right, so I'm gonna grab some white on my fine liner. I don't want a big old blob, but I am gonna create some texture here, and I'm just doing quick little doot right down the center here in the white, just to give it some pop. And then from here, let's start working on, what are we gonna work on? Let's see, some of these waves. Let's get these out of the way. So I'm gonna grab my, see, this is why my brushes don't last, because this is the brush that I was looking for and it was in my water cup the whole time. So I'm gonna grab some of my scruffy brush again, and I'm gonna go in with some of this aqua. I'm just gonna add a little bit. If you wanna just use baby blue, that's cool too. I'm gonna mix both of them, the aqua and the baby blue. And I'm just gonna tap up here. My brush was way too wet. Just to create the, how do you say it in like a espuma in Spanish, like the seafoam, it's the seafoam. Okay, gonna come back in. Create it this way, maybe one a little bit this way. Remember, this is the wave, it's pushing up, it's crashing into the whale tail. A little bit of that. Maybe we want to put in a little bit of the teal, the turquoise. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's the water. Let it drag out. Let the ocean tell you what way the motion is. No, some of y'all probably like come on these eyes and are like, oh, man, Diana is not all there. All right, so here we go. Just tap, 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 tap. I'm looking for perfection, just trying to get some movement in the water, trying to get a little bit of color. So I'm gonna grab some of this teal, maybe some of the aqua, mixing different shades of blue, because the ocean is not one color. When you look at it and when you go out, you swim, you have a great time, it's not gonna be just the one color. So a little bit of that. If you want to do that, maybe that was a better way to blend this area. Yep. See, what works for one section may not work for the next. So don't get discouraged if you see yourself kind of drifting from what the original plan was, like I just am right now. All right. And then from here, we want a little bit of color over here. Hold on, grab some more. That's the bad thing about having like these military housing 2-story houses, is that you can hear everything upstairs. Every little bounce, every run, everything. Just, you can hear it. Okay. So, I know you're probably thinking, okay, what's next? I am too. So let me find a good brush for what I'm trying to do. I think this one works. So this is not a specific brush. This is kind of like a brush that I use for texturing. It used to be a flathead brush, and now it looks like this. It's got different bristles. It's just got texture. It's a good Fred brush for texturing. See, like these are good for blending. These are good blending brushes, and they can texture too. But I don't want to fluff it up too much, right? So this one is one that I did fluff up. Any old scraggly brushes, don't ever throw them away. They are your best friends. So I'm gonna grab some white. I'm gonna make sure that I take off the excess because I want it to be chunky. I don't want it to look like this, right? Because if you dip your brush in the water, then you might get this. And this is not okay, because look, when you go in, you're just gonna create a big old blob. You don't want that. You want texture, right? You want every bristle to have paint at the end. Not a glob of paint, but just enough paint to get you to do this. You want texture. It's a wave. Tap it down. Don't do it from the side because you're just going to get a big old blob. Texture. Maybe you want to do a little bit of scrubbing up here, like give it a little bit of foam. Very lightly. If you're not comfortable with the scrubbing, don't do it. Don't get crazy on me either. So, oh, that had a little bit of yellow in it. Oh my God, my kids are like rioting upstairs. It's okay, they're happy. They're happy and they're healthy. All right. Give yourself some waves, some motion. Maybe you want to come and have them break this way, this way. Like that. And then I have not rinsed my brush off. I had to tap off the excess though. And I'm going to go in with some baby blue because you want to give it an undertone. Very lightly underneath. In some areas, you want to give it some blue in the wave so that it's not just white. The white gives it a little bit of a, it's kind of like you're shading snow, you're shading a cloud. You want a different color other than white because then it's just white. This is trying to give it a little bit more connection to the sea below it. Is that accurate? I don't know, but just go along with it because it made me sound smart. All right, so aqua and baby blue. Tapping off the excess using the same scruffy brush. I'm gonna create some aqua lines going down, and I'm just gonna lightly scrape over it like this. Very, very, very lightly. Give it some texture going this way. If you want to do it individually, go for it. Grab your fine liner. Grab your paint color. And then just kind of do a little wave. Break it off over here. Jesus, my kids are wild. Like that. Am I even in the I didn't even realize I might not even be in the camera. All right. So from here, it kind of gets a little bit easier, right? I say right, like hello. I'm gonna grab some baby blue with my fine liner still. I'm using the rollout method, and I'm gonna create some lines, some water lines coming down. Grab it, and it's like you're going down the hump of the whale, right? Maybe I want them a little bit brighter in some sections, like they're glistening, so maybe I'll outline this one here, 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 here. You know, just showing some different movement in it. Maybe I want to do the same over here. Maybe I want to mix this one with just a little bit of orange, a little bit of white, and a little bit of orange, like a sherbet color. And start going down. Follow the motion of it. Don't just go straight down. Don't just create straight lines. This is water. It's running down the whale. Like the water is gonna go in different directions, like that. Okay? All right, from here, we're gonna do the same process up here, but with white. So I'll use your rollout method. Let's maybe create a trail, a vein of water here. Maybe it branches off here. This is the part where you could just let your creativity ride. It'll all come together. I know it looks a little cray-cray right now, but it'll get there. And I think that for this tutorial, I will be doing a little giveaway. I think, what do you guys think is like a, hey Elizabeth, hi Anna, hi Jessica. Whatever you guys think is, I'm gonna mix a little bit of baby blue as the closer we get down to the bottom, just to give it a little bit of ocean color. What do you guys think is a good like amount of time to finish this? Like 1 week, 2 weeks? It also gives me more time to collect more things for a giveaway box. Okay, so just a couple lines. We don't want them all straight. And these two, remember at the end of the day, yes, your whale is a little bit curved. And yes, the water will be falling off of it, but it will eventually go straight down into the ocean, you know? Who is washing clothes right now? My mother. Hi, my mom. God bless her. I love her. She has been such a help. Like, sincerely, a help. This has been a very, like, good visit. I mean, not that they aren't always good visits, but I don't know. I'm just definitely going to be in my feelings next week when she leaves. She's helped me so much. Okay. So from here, we're going to start creating the lines down here in the water in the horizon. So grab your water. Add a little drop over here to start prepping yourself for watered down lines. Not too watery though, because then they just don't have no control. I'm gonna mix a whole bunch of different shades of blues together just to create, you know, a different color, kind of pop out, stand out, roll out, and oh, definitely need it a lot lighter than that. Need to add white to that. Perfect. Like that. Maybe we want one that's coming up like this. Has a little bit of waves, a little pocket here. Maybe this one too has some waves. You want to differentiate the top one though from the bottom one so that you know where the bridge of your wave is. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? And then we're just gonna create some lines. So these lines, I'm gonna go in with some aqua and some white. Aqua and white mix. And I'm gonna go in about halfway here, so, right? Just creating some lines. They don't have to be exactly straight. I would prefer them not be straight. Just add in some sky. Some ridges. If you wanna do short, quick strokes too, go ahead and do that. You want them to be short little wave breaks. And then I'm gonna start to transition to a peachy tone. So we're gonna grab some orange, maybe some of this hot pink over here. If you have like a light pink and orange too, that's a great combination. Maybe a nice peachy tone, maybe a little bit of white. So this is kind of like the end color that we're looking for here. And go for it. Mix it in with some of the blue. Let the ocean blend so that you don't have just like a, okay, here's the blue, here's the pink. Like mix it in together. You still see some of the under blue. The closer it gets to over here, I'm gonna keep adding a little bit more yellow and white to it. I have not rinsed my brush off. I'm just putting in some yellow and a lot more white to lighten it up. And again, see how my brush naturally, can you see it? Naturally divided itself. That's beautiful because it allows for more detail, less work. Because now I get 2 lines instead of 1. Maybe some of them are leaning back over here. All right, so this is a little bit further away than this, right? And I know we still got a lot of work to do here. Don't freak out on me. Don't lose hope. Gonna grab some of the white with some neon yellow. Highlight this top portion here to create the horizon break, because over here I have white, but over here I do not. So we do want to make sure that both of the sides of our paintings are a little matchy-matchy. See, that's the Liquitex. It doesn't hide it as good. All right, so going back in with some yellow, maybe some orange. I'm just gonna use my neons because they're just a little bit brighter and I just love them. Neons are also from Wanda. Very pretty peachy tone. All right, so this is gonna be a lot brighter, okay? Yes, we want the purple undertone, but we're just gonna add some lines in. Maybe up to about there. And then I'm gonna go on with, I'm gonna start to blend out to the pink. A little bit of pink, a little bit, I'm almost out of this one. I need to put some more. Maybe a little bit of white. A nice little rose color. And some waves, so they don't have to be perfect. All right, now I am gonna just use my neon yellow. Use the brightest yellow you have, add a little bit of white to it. And come in here. Let's create our sun. That's gonna be my sun. I'm gonna fill it up with some white in a bit. And I'm gonna go for it with big ol' fat lines here, creating a nice little, it's leading the eye towards you, right? Let's use this pro acrylic. 2 weeks is a good time. I agree. Okay, so 2 weeks. I'm gonna give people 2 weeks to finish this tutorial. I totally understand. I feel like I have been just non-stop busy. Like I feel like I've had visitors forever. I had my grandma here with my cousin for 2 weeks. And then my husband came home after being gone for 6 weeks. And then my mom showed up. And she's been here, and she has been here for almost 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks on, well, it won't be 2 weeks because she's gonna leave before 2 weeks, but she leaves on Friday. I'm super bummed out about it. Okay, but I did it. All right, so here we go. We are going to be adding some more like splash to this. I'm gonna grab some of my white. We want to tap off the excess again, make sure that we have, you know, good texture. Let's come in with this, tap it from the top, use your brush, look at your brush and acknowledge which way it's going, right? And then from here, this is the scary part, sort of. Want to tap off the excess, and we're gonna just swoosh. Very lightly drag it up. Flick your wrist if you gotta, do the flick of the wrist. Work your way up to it, like do a little running head start and go. Swish it out. And then we're gonna tap in water splash. We're gonna tap in water splash. A couple little spurts here. Oh, it's because I had yellow right there. I keep adding yellow to my white. Add splash, remember where it's going. You don't want them to go this way because, hello, the water's going out. See why I said, like, don't stress about it? Because look, we're gonna cover it up anyway. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here, another little scary part. I might just grab like a, so this is the same type of technique, but with the smaller, thinner thread brush. This is a eyeliner brush that I cut the bristles off. I cut like most of them off, and I have scruffied it up. I put a little bit of paint in here in the middle, bottom, excuse me, to get it hardened, so the bristles stay separated, and then you can create a smaller splash effect. Hold on, let me add more white to my palette because I keep picking up the nasty yellow. Okay, so you can add more defined white splatters with smaller bristles if you want. If not, that's cool too. But the real reason I got this was because I want to start to add this. Don't get crazy, it's not snow. It's not snow on top of the whale's tail. It's water, it's fluid. Be very light. If you prefer to just use a fine liner brush, to do it, just do a whole bunch of tiny little dots, right? And just go like this. People won't know the difference. If you got a little dotting tool, a little toothpick even would probably be better since it's a finer point. Go ahead and do that. Like that. But because I'm lazy as an artist and running short on time, it's already 9 o'clock, I'm gonna just do this. And if it looks messy, it looks messy. I'm sure that, you know, if I spent more time on it, it would probably be a little bit better, but I can't promise that it would. I'm just gonna make some splashes out like this. Very light. Like that. And then the last little hoorah here for this whale tail, because we still got work on the sky, we still got to do a whole bunch of stuff, is to add the watermarks. So this is just lines. Again, if you don't feel comfortable doing it with a brush that's messed up like this, don't do it. Use your fine liner. I am a lazy person. I am a lazy artist. I want to just get it done, right? So I'm just going to use this because it's got texture. It's got a little bit of character. It's one of the OG Freds. And take off all the excess. Make sure that every little point is separated so that you're not just getting a big old blob. You're not getting a chunk. And drip that water down. That one was kind of pointless. That little, I went too far out. Whatever, just pretend like it's not there. Work smarter, not harder, right? So there's our little splash. Hold on. Yes, I agree, Jessica. Honestly, that's why I haven't really been like painting as much. I think I've only painted like 3 rocks the past week, which is very unusual for me because I usually paint every day, and it has been nice. I mean, I miss it, and that's why my mom was like, "Oh, you should go live." I was like, "You're right, I should," because my husband's working a 24-hour shift today, so he doesn't. He's not here. And then tomorrow we got a whole fun day planned. Excited. All right, so I'm gonna just do this before it gets later while that dries up. Oof. It's a messy border. I paint the edges black. No, it just looks cleaner to me. Oh, Anna. Tell her I said hello. I'm excited for her, for you, for what's to come. If you know, you know. That sweet baby girl. All right, so here we go. I just realized I've been painting at an angle the whole time too. Okay. Okay. Oops. Okay, so let's do some clouds. Grabbing my little fluffy brush again. And I will be going on with some purple over here. Tap off the excess. It's gonna be a little bit hard to do some clouds because I should have done the clouds first. Whatever, it's fine. We'll just work around it. So if you're rewatching the replay or you are just messing up with me, that's okay. You can just fix it. You don't have to do it through or you could just paint your water over it again. I know, I'm the worst. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let me see. Let's do some more purple. Maybe a little bit of blue added in there. We just want a darker base color for the cloud. And I'm just doing like a simple little cloud shape, okay? Like just a little McDonald's bird shape. And then once we start getting up here, it's easier to kind of put in like a baby blue type of sky. And there's not much to the clouds. I'm honestly just tapping in what feels right. Every time I do clouds, I'm like, how would Bob Ross do them? He would just be like, bam, 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 and they're done. So I keep telling myself that if I pretend like I know what I'm doing with clouds, like they'll eventually start to look like clouds, you know? For the most part, these brushes do help a lot. Like Filibert type of brushes are the best for clouds, in my opinion. Maybe some clouds want to swing this way. They want to start to move. Motion of the ocean. Scrub up. And I know I said it last time too, but if you guys ever need a good cloud tutorial, because I am not the best at them, so I don't feel confident in teaching them. I think I've done like one cloud tutorial, and it was like part of a landscape. It was that lake one, if you guys remember. But Katie has a freaking amazing cloud tutorial. Is like a panda. Is one of her really, really old ones. It's probably like about 3-4 years now, but she does a really, really great job explaining it. She's the reason I started using these types of brush for clouds. All right, so now that I'm getting closer to over here, I'm gonna go in with a light pink, just a little rose color that I had here. And I might just start doing some like this, a little scruffy. That looks a little more white than pink, so let me add some pink to it so that it kind of pops a little more. Oh, pretty cotton candy skies, you know? And then using the side of the brush. I mean, these are so like versatile. I feel like this has been an infomercial for these brushes, and I did not mean it to be. I just, like, hello, I painted most of this painting with this brush, so how can I not talk about it, right? All right, so it is what it is. I'm gonna come up here and brighten some of these. So I'm gonna connect, you know, all the colors that we use. I'm gonna go in with some of that pink on top of it, like that. I'm really just dabbing it on there. And then some of that orange pretty color that we used down here. And you just want to use that to kind of connect the sky together. Bring it around. I posted that meme to my story the other day where I said, if you can communicate like in SpongeBob memes, that's me. SpongeBob language. Okay, I really gotta go pee. I was gonna say pee, but I'm gonna really go to the restroom right now. I will be back in just a quick second. We'll finish this up, add the rainbow, add the special effects, the stars, all that good stuff. Give me just like 1 minute. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So like a super real and vulnerable moment. I don't know, like this is late night talk with Diana. I don't know if you guys like do this, but I get super self-conscious because I'll leave to go to the restroom and then I'll like wash my hands and then I'll have to like scrub my, because I always have paint on my hands, and I'm like, man, if I go back and I have like even the smallest like tiny like amount of paint, they're gonna think that I don't wash my hands, and then people are gonna talk and be like, oh, Diana goes to the restroom, she doesn't wash her hands. And I'm like super self-conscious about stuff like that. Like the other day I had like some steak seasoning, I think, under my fingernail, and I was like, oh man, they're gonna think that I'm like nasty or dirty or something. So I get super self-conscious about stuff like that because people can be really, really mean with online stuff. Like they'll just put their 2 cents in or try to like, you know, whatever, gossip. Okay. so hey Vicky, Yvonne, thank you. Good night, Miss Kathy. Thank you, Amy. Tomorrow we have so far, right? Because my husband he has the next week off, guys. I'm so excited. He's got a week off for he put in some leave because he knew my mom was coming, and honestly, like when he came back from SLB in Missouri, he was just like thrown back into work. So he got like a 4-day weekend, and then he had to go back to work, which kind of like sucked. So he was like, I'm gonna put in some leave, and leave it for those who aren't like military or is like a vacation, right? So he put in leave for this week, starting tomorrow. But of course, because they are fantastic, they were like, we're gonna put you on a 24-hour shift on Sunday. So here I am with my husband on a 24-hour shift. So tomorrow he's gonna be sleeping in. I'm not too sure how late. He usually on his days, like we call them recovery days, he usually sleeps until like maybe like 10:30, and because he's awake, you know, for 24 hours. So we're gonna wait for him to wake up. My mom has been going on these like super long walks every morning because we have really beautiful tracks here. I'm gonna sketch my rainbow out, okay guys, so that I kind of give myself a guide of where to go. And she's been putting in like a lot of mileage. She does like 10,000 steps by like 9 in the morning, so which is great. She's amazing. And so she's gonna go for a walk, and then when she comes back, we are going to go get some breakfast, and then but that time my husband should be hopefully getting up, and if not, that's okay, we'll wait. We're gonna go see Lilo and Stitch because, believe it or not, I have not seen it because, again, my husband was gone and he really wanted to take the kids, and we haven't had hold on, I'm looking for my little water dropper. We haven't had the time because life has just been crazy. And so we want to go take the kids to see Lilo and Stitch finally. Don't spoil it for me, guys. And then we're gonna go to Sam's and get some crab because my mother has not had a crab boil. So let me tell you, we're gonna rectify that tomorrow and set the bounce house up for the kids and kind of just like chill out for the first day because, you know, I'm a very big homebody. I don't really like to go out a lot. Like being in big crowds, I know I'm like Weenie Hut Jr. over here. I am a little scaredy cat to go out in big crowds. Like I just get anxiety and I just get like flustered. I think it's like, I low-key think that I have like autism, but like I was just never diagnosed because I don't like to be around crowds. Or maybe it's just being a mom. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I definitely miss my house when we leave. Like last night, we were at the pizza place because they have like a family-owned mom and pop shop type of restaurant in the back. And they do the escape room and the dinner, and it was just getting so crowded. And I just looked at my husband, and he was like, "Okay, we're leaving soon," because I don't like big crowds. So, and I used to, well, back in the day, you know, before the world was crazy, I used to love to go to concerts and stuff like that. And now I'm like, do I really have to leave the house? So whatever. I'm kind of boring in that sense that I don't really want to do anything except go to the movies, do like fun, simple stuff. Like we were just talking about that today, and my mom, she was like, well, why don't you go like here, go here? And I was like, well, I don't really drink, so, and neither does my husband, so bars are like kind of out of the question. Like we don't do that. I don't know, we're just kind of boring. We just hang out and have fun, and we like to do stuff like I'd rather stay home and do karaoke than go out, you know, like I'd rather order in than or cook, because I do like to cook. I think anybody who's ever visited me can say that I will try to stuff you with food because I love cooking. I don't know, I'm pretty bored. I just, you know, she was like, well, how can I help you? How can I, like, because my mom knows that I don't like get a break, and you know, because it's just me, like my family lives in El Paso. You know, I have friends here, but I'm not going to be like, hey, can you watch my kids so I can have alone time? Like, that's just foreign to me, so I just don't. And that's not to say that I don't trust my friends here. Like, I do. I'm not there yet. And that's okay. Like, I don't just leave my kids with anybody. So, yeah, so she was like, how can I help you? Like, what do you want to do? Like, go get a massage, go do this. I was like, honestly, Mom, like, I don't want to go get a massage with my husband because, first of all, that's like a me time type of thing. Like, I'm not going to interact with him, and I'm not really going to be like around him. So I don't want to do that with him. Like, I would rather just go get a massage by myself. And she was like, well, why don't you go fishing with him? And I was like, well, you know, fishing is his thing. Like, I like it, but I'd rather be home painting. And so I kind of just told her, like, I don't really do much. I would rather, like, the best way that you can help me is just give me time alone to paint and listen to my audiobook in peace without hearing, Mom, I gotta wipe my butt, or Mom, I'm hungry, or Mom, like, you know, like, that's why my paintings sometimes do take so long, because I get interrupted so much. I know that you guys can relate. Like, the kids are always here, and I do stop a lot, and I start and I stop, and you know, sometimes people are like, oh, you paint so fast. I'm like, yeah, this took me like 3 days on and off. It may look like I put them out fast, but I do not. Like, especially now that my kiddos are on summer break, I don't have a lot of time. So sometimes I'll post something and it looks like I just got like one rock, like 3 rocks out in a day, and it's like, no, I've actually been working on these for the past 3 days on and off. So anyway, that's a little fun fact. And I overshare. I'm an oversharer. I don't know why I do that. It's like a trauma bond thing. Like, we're so like traumatized from like COVID and like not speaking to people, that now when I see people, I'm like, oh, word vomit. Here is my whole life story and all my childhood trauma. Like, congratulations. Here you go. Random strangers, you know? All right. Ooh, some orange. That rainbow is definitely not straight, honestly, but it is what it is. I forgot purple up here, so try to find a really bright purple. You don't have to put the rainbow either if you don't want to. I just, like, you know, like, I am a very colorful person. I try to dull my paintings down sometimes, and I just can't. Like, I want the color. I think that's why the Neon series was so perfect for me, because it gave me free will to do creativity with everything, you know? So let me get some coffee while I catch up on some comments. Jessica. Hey, Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer, I miss you. I miss my little encyclopedia, my little book bestie. Yeah, crowds are just, ugh, I can't do them. Yes, girl. It's because, like, we have a really beautiful walking trail, because obviously I live on a military base, so it's nothing but soldiers who work out, so that we have a 3-mile route that goes around our entire neighborhood and the base. And so she's been doing that, like, and it's so beautiful because it's got trees and grass and wildflowers and geese and excuse me, everything. Yeah, I'm a very boring person. And even then, honestly, like, if I lived there, I'd probably be like, hey, when are we gonna get together? And then we just, like, never get together, because we'd rather be home than get together. Does that make sense? So I think that's why I have so many internet friends, because like making friends in real life is kind of hard. Like even Daphne, she's, you know, my bestie from here, and she lives literally like across the way from me, like maybe two minutes of a not even like 1 minute drive and maybe like a 5-minute walk away from me. And we still like, we'll make plans and we'll be like, hey, we should take the kids here, and then it just, life happens and we just don't want to leave the house, and that's okay. So I'm just gonna add some shimmer here. This is just a mix of watercolors, honestly. This is color from a different vendor. I know she doesn't make watercolors anymore though. I've had this for like ever, and I'm trying to get through it. This was Mod Fox watercolor on Etsy, but she stopped making them. Just kind of about, her stuff is really good. And then this, I think this is another one of hers too. I have a whole tin full of like watercolors. Most, like 95% of them are Wanda's, except these little ones. This is gonna be some custom watercolor that Wanda made for me. I know, I'm sorry, but it's just too pretty to not use. And then this is gonna be, I should have wet Gibby Twinkle over here, because Gibby Twinkle is just the same. It just has a little bit more of a white hue than anything. This is gonna be, I think that this is Pacific Blue, but let me just double check, because it might not be. Yes, so this is the Pacific Blue, but in the watercolor form, because I had already wet it and I just don't feel like emptying out my gelatos, my liquid gels. So I'm just gonna do that. I don't want to blob it up. I mean, like, do you guys see the painting kind of start to come alive when I start to use Wanda's products? Because I do. Well, I don't know if it's just me because I see it in like person, but it just finishes everything so beautifully. And if you don't have glitter, don't worry. I know that's not everybody's jam. It's not your thing. It's not your thing. That's okay. You don't have to like glitter. I just love shimmer. I cannot. I've tried. I really have tried. Even some of the like my earlier neons that I was doing, it was I was like, okay, it's a lot going on with the color. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna do a black background and my neon and whatever. And then I ended up putting black eyes on the back because I just couldn't leave it. Like, I couldn't leave it bare. They just look naked without it. Mine, personally. That doesn't mean you. That doesn't mean nobody else. Because, again, here I am overthinking everything. And I'm like, oh, man, somebody's going to get offended because I said that. Because they don't use shimmer, you know? Like, it's just me. It's just my personal opinion. My opinion does not matter. I promise you. There's so many bigger things in the world going on than Diana's opinion. So I'm gonna put some orange here. Let's see, I'm kind of like a little bit messy with it. I don't really have like a rhyme or a reason as to why I put things where, but we are here, so we're doing it. Oh, you know what would have been totally cool up here? Stardust. Like, hello, it's a rainbow. Why wouldn't I put stardust? And if you don't know what stardust is, it's a holographic paint. Like, it's just so... Can you see? Hold on, let me look over here, because I have a screen thing on my phone, and it doesn't, it's like a full-blown... Can you see that? Who got my fingerprint right now? Anyway, now that you guys have seen all the underside of my nails, here we go. I'm gonna just apply, just gonna Lisa Frank the ish out of this. This is rated PG-13 type of group, so I can't see the word. Here we go. But if you've ever been around me in real life, or you've like gotten to know me like that, I have a really bad potty mouth. I know it's like very unladylike and it's so frowned upon, but it just sometimes feels good to just say the bad word. Just say it. Okay, so here we go. What else? What else? I'm gonna put some twinkle down here. Be a little bit too much. What else? Some pink over here. Maybe some of this. I think this was from the Chameleons set. It's like a red pink. Show you guys this one. It's stuck to the other one, sorry. And then last but not least, I may just skip the Gibby Twinkle. You can use that, but I think I'm gonna use Luna Dust. I do love that one. I love me some Luna Dust. Hold on, I just had it right here. And let's go for it. Wow, this is a really late tutorial. It's 9:35 and I'm feeling great, but it's probably because I just drank a cup of coffee and I will be regretting that in about an hour when I can't go to sleep. It's okay. I'm going to force my mom to stay up with me and watch something. Be like, you know what? My husband's not here, but your little butt is going to come with me to bed. That's how it was with my grandma. My grandma got to sleep with me in the bed because my husband wasn't here. And that was cozy. It was cute. It was nice. I miss her. And I haven't gotten that chance with my mom because my husband's been home, so I'm telling her, Mom, can I sleep with you tonight? I'm like sleeping alone. All right, Luna does come through, girl. All right. Let me adjust myself over here. And ta-da! Glitter galore. We got the Luna Dust, we got the tint with the shift down here. You can add more color down. I mean, the possibilities are endless with the glitter whips, right? Like you could completely do the background with shimmer shots. You can do, like, go crazy with it. I mean, it's your rock. I just kind of showed how to get there. And even then, you could probably just look at this and paint it on your own. Nothing fancy, nothing too crazy, something super simple, cute, fast, right? That you can do. Yeah. Let me see. Thank you, Jen. Hey, Ashley, thank you. Oh my God, Jennifer, do they make glitter grout? Do you know how cool that would be? Man, I don't remember if you guys remember. There's this girl, her name was Melissa. I can't remember her last name for the life of me, but her name was Melissa. And she used to do these beautiful, beautiful, like, rock mosaics with, like, pieces of glass and stuff. Can you imagine her beautiful mosaics, like, with glitter grout? I haven't seen her around in a long time. Well, I'm not in that group anymore, so. Yeah, sprinkle it. What glitter am I using? I was using Stardust from Wanda and Luna Dust. And then the rest were just random watercolors. You probably asked that before I said all the colors that I was using, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating it. Swearing is effective in relieving pain and stress. Girl, well, that explains why I use them daily, because my body is vibrating with stress. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hey, Evelyn. Did I say hi to you? I don't know, but hello. So glad you're here. Lisa Frank vibes for sure. Hey, Elena. Yeah, glitter. I think glitter in every aspect of life should be included. A glitter lamp, got it. Coming up. All right, so this is the rock. If you guys try it out, post it to the main page, post it, share your work, tag me in it, let me know, message me. I'm not having her, I'm actually trying to get her into the White Lotus. We started it yesterday, but then we had to go because we had the escape room set up. But I'm getting her hooked on the White Lotus because I want to watch the 3rd season. And right now, me and my husband are currently rewatching The Last of Us season 1 because I want to watch. I've been waiting for him to get back to watch season 2, but I'm annoying in the sense that I have to rewatch it because it's been like 3 years. I can't just watch a recap. Like, I have to watch the whole show. So he hates that about me, but whatever. He still sits down and watches it, and he's like, yeah, I guess I'm kind of glad that we watched it, you know? So that's what I'm like double teaming shows right now. Oh my God, I finished the whole thing of coffee, guys. Pray for me. All right, so tag me, let me know, post your work. I will probably be doing another tutorial next weekend if I can, because my husband is off until the 29th, guys. So I'm for sure gonna do another tutorial next weekend. But my mom leaves on the 27th on a Friday, so it might be next Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Saturday or Sunday, but I will make an event post because I had said that I would. And then this time it was just impromptu. So that's just the way life goes sometimes. But thank you guys for being here. Oh, I forgot to sign my name. Thank you guys for being here, for just hanging out, chit-chatting. How many people are on? 13 people on right now. It's not too bad. And I'm too lazy to open up my... Oh, I messed that up. I didn't shake my pen. You see what I mean? I'm just a lazy... I'm a lazy artist. You finished with me, Tony? Girl. He kind of looks like a tiger shark at this point. Honestly, I failed with this tutorial. Don't tell nobody. Okay. It is what it is. We were liars. It's, well, on what streaming service? Oh my God, Jennifer. I'm dying to watch the last season, but I'm scared that with everything going on in the world, it's gonna like spike my anxiety. So if you get through the last season and you think that I can make it, please let me know. That's the only season I'm missing. I think the last episode that I saw was like June gets on the train with Serena, and then they're like, Serena? And then that's it. So that's where I'm at. Okay, so thank you guys so much. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go upstairs, shower, do my thing, snuggle with my mom, and I will see you guys soon. Make sure that you guys post it. There's not a specific place. You know what? Since it's a giveaway, I will be doing a post where you can post it, but please also post it to the main thread if you want, because not everybody's going to look through the comments, and your art should be seen. Like, if you're not posting your art to the main feed of the group, please do so. You don't have to. It's not a mandatory, it's not a requirement, but sometimes, like, I see people and their pieces, and I'm like, man, where was that? Like, that is so cool. Like, you might not think that you posting your art in there is inspiring somebody or that people don't want to see it, but I do. I love seeing your growth. There's so many of you who have been here from the beginning that I'm like Tony, like I absolutely love it. I love seeing your work, and you're going to be inspiring other people as well. And the more people that post in the group, like, it's not just an auction group and it's not just a sales group. Like, this is a community that we're trying to build. Like, you know, we don't want to just see like the superstar, like all-star rocks. Like, we want to see all types of rocks, kindness rocks, regular rocks, like just, you know, silly rocks, pun rocks. Like, don't just post them under the threads, post them to the main feed. Like, people want to see your art. I want to see your art. I do. I want to see it. Other people want to see it. Share your talents with people, because it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And you know, you just never know. You never know who you're touching, who you're inspiring. I'm constantly inspired by the artists that I surround myself with, and the people who do post. Like, you guys are amazing. So thank you guys. Have a great night. What's today, Sunday? Have a good Sunday and a good start to the week. I'll talk to you guys soon.